For this movie review that I'm going to be doing, this is based on a childhood favorite of mine back in the 1990s, and I watched a little bit of the TV show, but I was really more into the movie. And this is called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The 1990 film, not like the other one, you know. I was going to do another movie review on my channel here, but because of the fact that I was interrupted by a call, so I decided to do that movie review another time or so. So anyway, so of course this is going to be about the original one, as I said, not like the other one or those. I mean, I always stick with the originals pretty much. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't really... Every time they make a movie, I always say, you can't really replace a classic sometimes. Like, for example, like if you try to do a sequel or whatever, like, for example, Dumb and Dumber, a 1990s movie with Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, and they did one called Dumb and Dumberer. The worst movie ever, and please do not watch that. Because for one, Dumb and Dumber is really funny, and then they came out with Dumb and Dumber 2, and they did that to try and make it funny, you know, as the first one. It was a little bit funny to me, but honestly, I didn't really like that. I personally did not like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, I'm being honest, I really like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory more. I mean, I do like Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp was in one of my favorite movies, and I might review one day, and that is Edward Scissorhands. It was a movie from 1990 or 91, I believe. Yeah, I never read the book either, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I've seen the movie. But we're not talking about that. I've done actually a review of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It is on my channel. You can look that up. But anyway, so the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is based... Well, it's not a cartoon movie, of course, because it's based on the television show that came out in 1987. I did love that show. And for the movie, you know, I'm going to be honest, just to, you know, say this right away, this is a good movie. It is. I mean, if anybody's never seen it before, I mean, then, you know, don't watch this, you know, if you don't want spoilers or anything, or, you know. Anyway, so this movie is basically based in New York, and there's, like, crimes going out everywhere. That's how it starts. There's like people taking wallets from people and stealing other stuff and all that. Then there's this one young man that is seen on there taking somebody's wallet, and his name is Danny, one of the characters in the movie. So he winds up taking somebody's wallet, then it's taken by another person. Then they come to this big huge place where all these teenage boys are like taking everybody's stuff, like their radios, their televisions, and everything like that. Then we see our first shot of April O'Neil. That's actually who we see first in the movie. We see a young lady doing the news, and that is, of course, April O'Neil. And as she leaves her workstation after that, she encounters a rat somewhere, and then encounters these guys that are stealing stuff, and see that she, you know, has a wallet on her, or a purse. So they tackle her down to the ground, and are about to take her stuff, but all of a sudden a weapon comes out of nowhere and destroys a light, and the lights go out, and the teenage boys are being attacked by some people that they don't know who they are, because we don't see them yet. So they are arrested by the police, and the weapon that was on the ground is a sai. It's a like some kind of weapon that's, you know, used by by Raphael the Turtles. So April winds up taking the taking the weapon, and that rolls into the credits, the opening credits of the movie, and then that is when we see the first appearance of the Ninja Turtles, and that's pretty much, you know, how the movie starts. Then they go to their master, Master Splinter, and tells them like about you know, like they're you know, getting they're growing up and all that, and just says like, you won't need your master anymore, so you'll have to like do everything yourself, or pretty much. So now Raphael goes out to a movie while the turtles stay, and they have their pizza. And that's one of the scenes in the movie when Michelangelo, when he orders the pizza, and then they're under this sewer thing, and the pizza man comes, and he can't even like find the thing, so he's like, 122, 122 and an 8, 122 and an 8. So he gives him the pizza and only gives him a $10 bill, and he tells him the tab is 13, but tells him he's 2 minutes late, and then says that he couldn't find it. And he tells him, wise men say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. And that's pretty much how that is. Now Raphael, who has just went to see a movie, comes out of the theater and sees two young men grab a lady's purse, and they are tripped by Raphael and run away. Then we see the appearance of Casey Jones, a young man with a hockey mask and hockey stick, who winds up taking his hockey stick and knocking out the two teenage burglars. But Raphael attacks him and telling him for what he's done, telling him, how about a 15-minute timeout, whatever, for rough and pound. He's like, hey, bogey, who died and made you ref, huh? You did your job, now get out of here and let me finish these lowlifes. They need to be taught a lesson. But Raphael and Casey Jones, they wind up having a fight themselves, and Casey winds up getting away from Raphael. The next day, April, talking with one of her workers, telling her to like take some time off from work. Then we see an appearance of this mysterious person that throws a weapon at this television, seeing April on television, and tells these people to find her and silence her. So April goes to this subway station and is encountered by these people, this group of people wearing these masks and stuff, and they are called the Foot. They're a group that the turtles are familiar with and fight with so much. So as they encounter April, they knock her out, and Raphael, who was around and followed her, destroys the Foot Clan and takes April to their home where they are in the sewer, and winds up taking care of her, but she wakes up from what happened and meets the turtles. Master Splinter introduces each and every one of them: Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. All four of the Ninja Turtles, and how Splinter found them and took care of them and raised them to become ninjas. So now as the Turtles leave to be with April, they go to her apartment and stay there with her. But as the Turtles return to their home, one of the Foot Clan members followed Raphael and found the place, and now they have taken away their Master Splinter. So Master Splinter is now missing, and the Turtles need to stay with April O'Neil once again. And sorry, I'm just looking at something on the television. Anyway, so where did I leave off? So now, like one of the they have like a lot of memorable quotes and stuff in this movie. I mean, some people may not even like this movie, but I think it's pretty good because it's good to watch. Anyway, I haven't really seen this movie in a little bit of a while, but just bear with me on it. So one of the other scenes that happens is the Foot Clan members find Raphael on the top roof of where Rachel, why do I keep saying that name? April. They find her apartment, and he has a fight with them on top of the roof, and Raphael winds up going right through the roof and all the way down, and the Turtles have their fight with the Foot Clan members, and it continues all the way down into a basement somewhere, and that causes a big, huge fire down there, and that winds up making them evacuate from the place, and now the Turtles have to go with April to a new location to get away, and they stay at this place where April's supposed grandparents live, or something like that. So I'm just looking at something on here. Anyway, so as they stay there, and now they decide to, as they stay there for like maybe a week or so, they now go back to their sewer to where they were, and the Foot Clan members come back as well, and they have another brawl with them. And that really continues with them until they wind up, still fighting with them, and then it winds up happening on top of a building somewhere, and that's when the Turtles meet for the first time their enemy, Shredder, who appears and has like very big abilities and all that, and like great fighting skills and all that, and outmatches the Turtles. But until the Turtles are still fighting with him and asks like where Splinter is, and he tells them about him, and basically what happens is as they're continuing their fight with the Shredder then sees Splinter, who appears out of nowhere, who is rescued by Casey Jones and Danny, because Casey now is with the Turtles on their side, and Danny, who was a teenager that like ran away from his father and all that and stuff, now with them. So he decides to help them, and Splinter, who sees Shredder, says to him, "Yes, Aruku Saki, I know who you are," because Splinter told a story about this person named Aruku Saki, who he knew, like I said, and now he tells him that they met many years ago in the home of his master, Amato Yoshi. So Shredder takes off his little mask around his face here and shows the cut on his face where Splinter bit him before, and it's him, Aruku Saki. And now as he is about to attack Splinter with his weapon, he falls over and hanging on the apartment thing with his weapon, and is about to throw another weapon at Splinter, and that Splinter blocks it, and that causes the Shredder to fall all the way off on the apartment into the back of a garbage truck. And Casey Jones activates the thing to supposedly crush the Shredder. And that's basically it. And then the Turtles are just reunited with their master, and April shares a kiss with Casey, and Danny reunites with his father, and that's basically it. And then the Splinter then says to him, "I have something he has something he wants to say," and says "Cowabunga." The Turtles celebrate with a cowabunga of their own and high-five each other as he says, "I made a funny, ha 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 ha," and that's how the film ends, and there you go. Now, like I said, I mean, some people may not have been too big on the movie, but pretty much, this is a really good movie. If anybody has never seen this before, like I said, it's great to watch, and it's a great movie, and some I said, again, may not be too thrilled with it, but it's definitely a lot better than the remakes. Yeah. So we have Judith Hoag, who plays April O'Neil, Elias Koteas, I believe it's pronounced, as Casey Jones, Michael Turney as Danny Pennington, the guy who the son of the guy, Jay Patterson as Charles Pennington, the father of Danny, Raymond Serra as Chief Stearns, one of the chief man who was in the movie, James Saito as Aruku Saki, or the Shredder, the villain, as you know, Sam Rockwell as a head thug, one of the people that was in the movie. I believe he was the guy that asked about the cigarettes, like there are these young people, and they're saying if they have cigarettes, and he says regular or menthol, something like that. I believe that's who that is. And Skeet Ulrich and Scott Wolf appear uncredited as members of the Foot. Yeah, Skeet Ulrich is known for his role in the 90s films such as Billy Loomis in Scream and Chris Hooker in The Craft. Of course, it will not say that he was... Of course, it does not say... Well, it does say he was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It just says Thug, but it was uncredited. And Scott Wolf is known in the television series Party of Five as Bailey Salinger, and as Jake Hartman and Everwood and Chad Decker in V. And there you go. Now for the voice cast, Josh Pals or something, or Pius, whatever this is pronounced, like Pius, I think it is as Raphael, Robbie Riss as Michelangelo, Brian Tocci as Leonardo, and Corey Feldman as Donatello. If you don't remember him, he was films such as Young Copper, The Fox and the Hound, Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, Peter Fontaine in Gremlins, Clark Mouth Devereaux in The Goonies, Ted Duckham in Stand By Me, Edgar Frog in The Lost Boys, and Ricky Butler in The Burbs. Also lead singer of the rock band Truth Movement. That's just in case if anybody doesn't know who Corey Feldman is. Kevin Clash as Splinter. Yep. And Michael... I can't read that. McConaughey or something as Tatsu. And there you go. That's, all the people there. And, of course, the puppeteers. That's just another thing there. But there you go. And that's it. So like I said, this is a good movie. And out of a 4 rating, like what they give for movies, out of 4 stars or whatever, my rate for this movie is a 3 out of 4. I mean, it would be almost a 4, if it was a little bit, different. Well, I mean, the story is great. I love the movie. Like I said, the TV show was great as well. But it's really good. I mean, it's a great movie. And there you go. That's going to have to wrap it up for this movie review. So, there you go. And like I said, 3 stars out of 4. So, I'm not sure if I saw that episode. I really don't know that. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. But thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you have a comment, please keep it clean, no negative stuff. And subscribe if you have not yet. And please do. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And you all take care. And thanks for watching this 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie review. And thank you.